Today on College Talk TV, we are talking about role models and how they affect you. Join us today as we help you live the life of your dreams.
Hello, my name is Bonnie Chow, and I would like to welcome you to this episode of College Talk TV by Smartte, where we talk about topics that are relevant to college women today. We are here at the Huizenga Business School at Nova Southeastern University today. We are talking about role models. And to join us, we have expert Dr. Rachel Needle. Dr. Rachel, if you could introduce yourself, and thank you for being here with us today.
You're welcome. My name is Dr. Rachel Needle. I'm a licensed psychologist, and I practice in West Palm Beach, Florida at the Center for Marital and Sexual Health of South Florida. I'm also the executive director of the Whole Health Psychological Center and an adjunct professor right here at Nova Southeastern University.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
As well, we have a distinguished panel of outstanding young women here with us today, and I'd like for them to introduce themselves as well.
Hi, my name is Camila Alfonso and I attend Nova Southeastern University.
Hello, my name is Alina Tresova and I attend Florida Atlantic University.
Hello, my name is Stephanie Cedeno and I attend Nova Southeastern University.
Hello, my name is Jeanette Sanchez and I attend Nova Southeastern University.
Hello, my name is Caitlin Plant and I attend Broward College.
Thank you, ladies, for being here with us today. And now I'd love to get started on our topic today about role models. So, Alina, can you define what a role model is for us?
Well, I think a role model is a person who sets up an example, who sets up certain standards, and this person inspire other people, and therefore we're looking up to that person. Therefore, they have good credibilities, they have good potential, they have good work ethic.
Camilla, what do role models do for us?
Role models give us someone to follow. It's someone to look up to through the way that they live their lifestyle, the way that they make certain choices. Sometimes we're fortunate enough to have those role models in our lives so we could look to them for guidance. But one thing that I will point out is that it's very important to select your role model wisely. We typically want to look for a role model that portrays a healthy lifestyle, makes the right choices, has, as you mentioned, good work ethic and all those positive qualities, and not certain negative qualities that sometimes, the media portrays as, attention getters and presents to us.
To add on that, if I may, role models should not only provide an example for us, but also inspire us to gather our own identity and bring that into our goals. But knowing that someone went through similar struggles, they survived their struggles. So if anything, aside from an example, it should also be a point of inspiration for us to find our own path.
And inspiration is a great word. Today, in today's environment, do you find that you need inspiration with the folks that are out there that could possibly be role models? Is it easier today for young women to find a role model based on inspiration or maybe similarities with something that you're going through at that moment? How does that affect your ability to find the right role model for yourself?
I feel sometimes it may be a little bit different for some people to find role models as, it's either they like this about a person or this, is lacking. But overall, I think it has to do with what you're going through, how you are as a person, like you said before, finding similarities between this role model and yourself, and which really gathers you, and you can follow their journey and see things that they went through and how they've overcome things, which helps a lot of, young college women to get through things and situations that they may be going through at the time. So I think that's really helpful.
Okay, fantastic. To that point, Yannette, how can you become a role model for others as young women today?
Well, I think that innately we are role models. To begin with, we have people who look up to us, or siblings, younger siblings. By nature, it seems that they look up to the person closest to them. So I think we all have the potential to be. Whether we choose to exercise that potential is a different issue altogether. And in terms of how can we become as young women and to others, I think by being true to ourselves, and trying to pursue things that are genuine to us, ultimately we will become that role model, versus having to put up a masquerade, or if anything, a mask of wanting to be something that essentially we were not called to be, or we're not. So I think being genuine, being truthful with ourselves and the path that we follow will lead to being a good role model.
And it's very important to know that you're always setting an example for the people that are around you. So it's very important to make the right choices and do the right thing, rather than, taking another route and doing something when you don't think that it has an effect on other people. Everything you do has an effect on other people, and it's very important to, as I just said, make the right choices, and not go astray and make wrong choices and set a bad example.
And it's also important to remember that being a role model doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be the certain person. You can follow certain work ethics or certain techniques or certain techniques that they're using, but you don't necessarily have to become that person. You still have to be true to yourself.
Okay, so common theme, be true to yourself. Very smart way to live, young ladies.
If I may add something as to that, I think in addition to being true to yourself, I think an aspect of that, it's really understanding that when to just make certain choices, as Camilla said, there are consequences to those choices. And oftentimes, because we make certain choices, wrong choices if anything, but we come back from those choices, that marks a character. So altogether, I think developing character isn't a matter of just making all the right choices all the time, but understanding whenever you do make the wrong choice pertinent to the time, you can come back from that. And that's what marks a good role model, someone who can show a good comeback.
That is fantastic, ladies. It's been such a pleasure discussing role models with you, and you've opened up so many different areas to think about: character of a role model, being true to yourself, and what you really put out there for everyone, because you never know who's watching, and you could be a role model to someone that you least expect. Thank you. All right, we are going to take a break, and when we get back, we will have some solutions with Dr. Rachel Needle, so please stay tuned.
Have you ever felt like you weren't pretty enough?
Yes, I have. Have you ever felt the pressure to be skinny?
Yeah, I felt that way too.
Did you know that almost 95% of all women worry about their appearance on a daily basis?
I believe it. It's nice to know that we're not alone. With all today's unhealthy thoughts and images from today's social role models, it's no wonder we feel this way.
It seems like our society judges a woman's success just by what they look like. No wonder why, with today's social role models who are famous for nothing and just selling being pretty.
You know what? Enough is enough. It's time for a change. Have you heard of Smartte?
Yes, I have. I believe we can provide better role models and a better future for women all across America. And it's starting with the Smartte movement, which is going on in all campuses today.
With Smartte, we can redefine success as having a great education, being healthy, not just skinny, having strong values, and contributing to our communities.
It's time for all of us to get together and make our future better. We believe we can do this, but we need you to be the change. If you're an outstanding college woman and want to make a difference by being a Smartte role model, apply to IamSmartte.com.
Welcome back. We are here with Dr. Rachel Needle, and along with our panel of outstanding college women talking about role models. Just to recap our discussion, the ladies defined for us what a role model is. We also talked about what a role model can do for us, and we also discussed how you can become a role model to others. And with that recap and introduction, I'd like to go ahead and turn it over to Dr. Rachel Needle for some solutions on how we can all come together to start a change.
Right. So first solution is basically our role models vary based on who we are, because we all have different values. So we choose role models that are in alignment with what our values are and who we want to be. Nowadays, we have a lot of reality TV shows where people are drinking and acting silly, and certainly some of them are exploited, so we definitely don't want to judge them. But as Camilla mentioned, it's important to choose your role models wisely and make sure that their values and how they act is in congruence with how you want to portray yourself and what your values are. The second solution would be to figure out if you're a role model. So who are your role models and what are the qualities they possess? And would you say that people could look at you as a role model? So take a strong and careful look at yourself and at your own qualities. Socrates said an unexamined life is not worth living. So be sure to examine your own life and the qualities that you possess. True role models possess qualities that affect us in a way that make us want to be better people.
And the third and smart solution to add to that would be to also continue to be true to yourself. A really great point that came out during our discussion, and an important point for young women across America to learn that in today's environment, we don't want to mirror something that's negative. We want to be true to ourselves so that we can continue that positive way of living. These are all great solutions that can make a difference, so let's put them into action by listening to Dr. Rachel Needle and some homework steps that you can take on to your college campus. Dr. Rachel?
Re-examine who your role models are and why. Are they congruent with who you want to be and what your values are? Second homework assignment, write down the attributes of a good role model and go back and look at them and think, do I possess these attributes and qualities as well?
And what are some attributes that make a good role model?
Okay. Perseverance is definitely one, having passion and commitment, a willingness to be generous and self-sacrificing. Those are all qualities that a good role model should possess. And the third and last homework assignment is each day when you wake up, before you start your day, write down one thing that you're going to do that's going to make you a good role model that day.
As always, this has been a great discussion that I know will help so many young women across America. Thank you to Dr. Rachel, as well as the outstanding college women's panel that we've had here today. For more information about our current topics on College Talk TV, just visit our website at iamsmart.com or YouTube channel I Am Smart. Thank you for joining us today, and as always, live life smart.